Money moves fast. Threats move faster. Thank you for being here. This is an important conversation, and it's not an easy one. I'm going through this right now with an 82-year-old family member. And today, I want to share what I'm learning, both personally and from research on aging, adult learning, and financial protection, so you can approach this conversation in a way that protects the relationship and protects what matters. Because this isn't just about money. It's about dignity and trust. Recently, I found myself sitting at a kitchen table with her. She has managed her life and her finances for decades. She's thoughtful, capable, sharp. But the financial system she's operating in today is not the one she grew up in. Money moves instantly. Scams are engineered. AI can replicate voices. And here's what the data shows. That worried me. But I also knew something else. The moment I framed this as, "You need to be more careful," I would lose her. Because what she would hear is, "You can't handle this." There's something we need to understand. If you come at this directly, you're at risk. Stop clicking those. Let me check your accounts. You probably won't get very far. And it's not because your parent is stubborn. It's because of how we're wired. Research in adult development shows that as we age, autonomy becomes deeply important. Independence isn't just practical, it's identity. For decades, your parent was the protector, the decision maker, the one who handled things. When that role starts to shift, even subtly, the nervous system reacts. There's also a well-documented phenomenon called psychological reactance. When people sense their freedom is being restricted, they instinctively push back, even if the advice is good. So, if you push too directly, the conversation stops being about protection and starts being about power. That's where relationships get strained. Here's the part that changed my approach. Research shows that as we get older, a few things shift. Information might take a little longer to process, but perspective deepens. Pattern recognition strengthens. And decades of lived experience shape how decisions are made. Older adults have seen a lot. That matters. They don't respond well to rapid warnings or pressure. They respond to meaning, to respect, to relevance. There's also something called socio-emotional selectivity theory. It shows that as we age, we tend to value peace of mind and strong relationships more than optimizing every future outcome. And that's important, because scams don't operate in normal conditions. They create urgency. They compress time. They simulate authority. And when time gets compressed, judgment at any age can get disrupted. This isn't about ability declining. It's about urgency short-circuiting reflection. So the issue isn't whether someone has good judgment. It's whether the system gives them time to use it. Which means this conversation can't be framed as, "Let's optimize your long-term financial exposure." It has to feel like, "Let's make sure we both have space to think clearly when something unexpected happens." That's the shift. Another important point. Scams today are not about intelligence. Research consistently shows victims are often highly trusting and open, not less capable. This isn't about decline. It's about architecture. The financial system is engineered for speed. Speed benefits institutions. Protection requires friction. And friction protects everyone, including me. So instead of saying, "You could get scammed," I said, "I've been thinking about how fast money moves now. I've put a few protections in place for myself. Want to look at them together?" That small shift matters. It preserves independence. It preserves competence. And it creates collaboration. We talked about adding a 24-hour pause for unexpected money requests, freezing credit as a default safeguard, structuring bank accounts intentionally, naming a trusted contact, not because something was wrong, but because systems should protect good people. If this video was forwarded to you by someone who loves you, it's not about control. It's about protecting what you built. The digital financial world has changed. Adding thoughtful structure doesn't reduce independence. It protects it. If you're an adult child, lead with respect. Share your own steps first. Make it collaborative. If you're a parent, Know this comes from care, not correction. Protection done well creates calm. And calm is the goal. If this conversation feels hard to start, I put together a simple guide to help. It walks through how to approach it, what language to use, and the structural protections to consider. You can download it from the Substack link in the description below. Use it as a framework, not a script, and adapt it in a way that feels natural to your family. If this feels familiar, like this video, subscribe to Crane. Share this with a loved one. Clarity before crisis.